Hello Facebook Live, it's been a while. Jesse from Fulla Strength and Conditioning here. I am back doing my Fitness Tips Gone Wrong series. So I had a bit of a hiatus for a little bit, life getting in the way, new house, new dog, lots of things going on in my personal life. But back to do some more videos to help people get close to their fitness goals. And this tip today is actually a really good one. This is from a good friend of mine, Craig. One fitness tip that he heard from someone who he says was built like a malnourished Quasimodo. So if you don't know what Quasimodo looks like, Google it. It'll make your day. But this is from someone who was built like a malnourished Quasimodo, has said to Craig, if you do martial arts, you can't lift weights because it's counterproductive. Now, as someone who is actually, I have first-hand experience in martial arts. I used to do Taekwondo when I was a kid, from when I was probably, 6 to 8 years old until I was about 11. Managed to get my black belt, won gold at national level. I actually quit Taekwondo because when I was 11, I think it was, they changed the rules that you couldn't kick to the head. So I was 11 and they said you couldn't kick to the head until you were 13, and I said, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. And that was like my trademark kick, kicking people in the head. But that's for another story. That's another day. But this is something that Craig's heard. You can't lift weights and do martial arts because it's counterproductive. Now, here's the thing, and this is for pretty much most martial arts. If it's a hand-to-hand combat or a martial art, it's a 1v1 situation. Okay, so obviously there's a couple main things that you need to look at. There's technical skills, so, what your ability is at a skill and a technical level. So that's punching, kicking, grappling, things like that. Okay, so that's one component. Then the second component is obviously I'll break it down in terms of, we have GPP, which is called General Physical Preparedness. Okay, so that's the state of your body. It's your general work capacity, your strength levels, your resilience from, a physiological standpoint, how you can actually just run. What's your motor like? What's your engine like? How strong? How powerful are you? Then you have your, what's called SPP, and that's sports-specific preparation. Okay, that is sort of your skills, your tactics, your technique, versus GPP, how your body's built in terms of just being a well-operating athlete, for lack of a better word. Okay, if you have very high-level SPP, okay, so that's your skills, your technique, your tactics. If you're very good here and very poor from a GPP standpoint, your strength's poor, so you're very weak, you're not very mobile, you don't have a good engine, so cardiovascularly you're very poor, and you're not very powerful, that's going to leave a big gap. You're technically very good, but say after round one, you're gassed, you're lacking energy, you can't strike with the same amount of power as you could in, say, round one, if we're talking, for example, MMA. That's, a lot of people are aware of MMA, but for those who aren't, mixed martial arts, different styles, Taekwondo, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, all those different combinations. Now, let's say we have athlete number one, high level of SPP, skills, technique, tactics, very poor level of GPP. They're weak, they're not very mobile, they can't get into good positions. Now let's take someone else, athlete number two, who's maybe a little bit less in terms of technique, tactics and skills, but their GPP is much better, so they're stronger, fitter, faster, more powerful. Out of those two people, who do you think is going to win the fight? It's pretty self-explanatory. If you're versing someone who's maybe a little bit poorer than you from a skill standpoint, but much better than you from a physique and a physical standpoint, things are going to get really rough really quickly. All right, if you're, who have we got here? Shawnee lad, yes. Sean, thanks for tuning in, pal. If you've got someone who's, very good technically from an SPP standpoint, but very poor physically from a general physical preparedness standpoint, and that's, what you do in the gym, you're going to get battered. You're going to get battered. Okay, so this is an absolute crock of shit. If you do martial arts, you can't lift weights. That is ridiculous. You need a high level of GPP, so that's strength, mobility, power, and an engine. So that's your cardiovascular, your anaerobic systems to actually withstand multiple rounds, multiple blows in a one-to-one combat scenario. So for anyone doing martial arts, you need to do resistance training. Okay, that's hands down. If you don't do resistance training, you are giving your opposition and your opponent a leg up straight from the get-go. Before you even step into the ring, let's say it's an MMA, if you're stepping into a ring or a cage or, you know, on the mat, if you haven't prepared physically, but you've prepared tactically, you're going to get beaten. Okay, so there it is, guys. Craig, thanks again for your input. I appreciate that. I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, please post your comments below. But especially in one-to-one combat, if you are not preparing yourself physically in terms of strength, mobility, power, and the cardiovascular side of things, you're leaving things up to chance, and your opponent, who's probably done that work, is going to absolutely destroy you. So that's it, guys. Tip number 8 of Fitness Tips Gone Wrong. I'll be back soon with another one. Number 9 coming up is absolutely fantastic, so stay tuned for that. If you like it, do what Sean did, give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon for my next edition. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.